and they would be able to tell you.
Yep. Unfortunately, many hearing aids have T-coils in them that aren't engaged. And what does it take to engage them? That'd be $200. Really? Yep. So they flip a switch inside the hearing aid, and all of a sudden it sends electricity to that little coil, a little bit of voltage, and all of a sudden the T-coil works. Okay, so what was the last panel, right? The pros of an induction loop system: there's no receiver management if you have a T-coil in your hearing aid. No frequency restrictions. This is more for our dealers, right? In some countries you can't use FM technology. It's a transparent technology. I can almost guarantee there's going to be a couple people in this room that in church, when they're talking about the PA system, somebody's going to go, "We need to have an induction loop system in here. It's the newest technology." They'll know better. It's a great technology, but it's the oldest technology. But there are some rabid groups out there going around saying, T-coils are the newest thing. The ADA will not accept FM or IR anymore. That's completely not true. But it's pretty neat when you can install one. If they're redoing the floor in your sanctuary or something and you can do that, it's pretty neat for people who have T-coils. The reason why it's coming back, when I started this industry in Lothi's many years ago, we were tearing induction loop systems out of churches and schools because they were looping great big huge sections and it didn't work. They're too far away from them. The baby boomers go to Europe. It's mandated by law. They have a back in taxi cabs looped there. There's a microphone on the driver's dashboard. If you have a T-coil, you put it in. You put it in the T-coil, and all of a sudden you hear the taxi driver. Buses, train stations, hospitals, everywhere you go. They're all looped by law. United States, not so much. So you'll see it more and more and more. A little bit of housekeeping. We talked about the amplifier. Go back to that. This is in every one of your drawers here. MCW did a great job installing the systems. It's going to take the output from your microphone, inject it in and balance it a little bit. You can always use your help doing that. If you have a belt pack, you can hear it. How many belt packs here yet? But you can give your student. The amplifier is a fan. You have HVAC in here right now that's covering it up. Heating, ventilation, air conditioning, right? You can hear the air pushing. If it's completely quiet in your room, or you are getting another room's information, there is no problem. The amplifier is front facing like this. I have no problem with you reaching your left hand behind you and clicking this off. We prefer you to keep them on, right? One of the problems with induction loop systems is people turn them off and then you have people going, your loop system doesn't work. We're sending it back. Ooh, is it on? Checking it's been off for 3 years. So, but I just want you to know that you can't break it by turning it off. MCW is going to have presets available that if it gets uncalibrated, they can calibrate it like that. There's 2 bars. Remember we talked about 2 channels throughout the floor? A phased array, loop status. You're going to see your audio levels jump on A, and they should equally jump on B. That way we'll know it's working. And instead of dual loop, which is what this says here, different program, it's going to say phased array, which is the loop system. That's it. Any questions?
If I have no students with hearing aids, would you recommend leaving it on or off?
I'm sorry?
If I have no students with hearing aids, would you recommend leaving the system on or off?
That's a personal preference. Depends on how great your hearing is. If you hear the amplifier, you can turn it off. You're not going to hurt it. We get a lot of question with people with pacemakers wondering about, well, it's a magnetic field, is that going to disrupt my pacemaker? We by law have to register with the FDA because we're putting out RF, radio frequency, infrared, and induction loop. The field you're feeling coming up is 100 times less strong than the Earth's magnetic field. It's not damaging or harmful in any way. It's an electromagnetic field. Now, you bring up a good point that I like to bring up as well. There are many things that make electromagnetic fields. Refrigerators, old TVs, we don't use those anymore. Sometimes bad lighting, sometimes bad ground in a building. So if there is bad electromagnetic interference in a room, you push a refrigerator in here, you're running a microwave, all they're gonna hear in their T-coil is, and without a meter, it's gonna be hard for you to know that. But if you have a great big huge microwave running in the room and everybody's, got their T-coils on and they're going, whoa, 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 just know that's a problem. You've interrupted the magnetic field we're trying to use for communication with one that's making a mess out of it. But we've looked at all the rooms, there are no problematic magnetic fields in the rooms at this point. Any other questions?
So have they finished installing, and once they put them in, they can't be moved? The boxes, because they're going directly into the wall, which is feeding into the
That's
floor.
right, that's right.
So have they, because all of mine isn't finished in my room. So,
We'll go look at that. We'll see if we
Okay.
figure it out where we're in.
134.
We'll go look at it.
And in 114, my room, there are some extra cords and a little box, so they haven't finished in my room either.
134, 114.
Yes,
We'll take a look at it.
okay.
Now, the amplifier, these usually go, these are rack rails. You guys know what I'm talking about, a rack. They screw them into this big case, like
Yeah.
computer case. We don't have, your boxes, your drawers don't have rack rails. So they are just sitting on top of a drawer, on top of a shelf, right? And then a different product for your IR is sitting on top of the amplifier. That's white.
I guess I'm looking at, there's wires and cables.
Please pause with this interruption,
and
Mr. Hardy.
locked
You're needed
it,
in the multi-purpose room.
Yeah,
Screwed in, so I'm
Mr.
looking at a
Vincent
whole.
Hardy, please report to the
we'll take a look. Yeah. I mean, we can clean up those cables a little bit by doing some wire tying. But, ultimately, it is what it is. It's resting there in the drawer.
So this is throughout, not only just the classroom, so in the multi-purpose room too, as well as the cafeteria.
I don't believe there's one in the cafeteria. I don't see Aaron here, but I don't believe there's one in the cafeteria. There is one in the multi-purpose room, in the gymatorium.
That's what mine is.
Yeah, yeah. Where are you going? I didn't excuse class yet.
I don't have one. Did you take mine?
We took yours out because there was a problem with the amplifier, but we're gonna get that fixed. So you're gonna have one, whether you like it or not.
Is it okay to set things on top of that cabinet?
Shouldn't be a problem. You don't wanna
Okay,
set a
good.
ton on it.
Yeah,
And you don't have
if we need all the space we can get.
to- You know that. I suppose.
But did you say there's also IR systems in the room?
Right there.
That bubble thing you
The
said.
bubble thing, yeah. Now, that's not our product.
Oh,
So,
all that.
yeah, FM systems can work two ways. You have walkie-talkies that work two ways, or you can transmit, or you can receive. Same with infrared. Systems we manufacture, that would act like a speaker. And it would radiate this light throughout this area, and if you were on a belt pack, you'd hear audio. This is working in reverse. There's a little transmitter on the belt pack, or on the microphone, that's sending a light beam to that, like you do when you're flipping channels with an infrared on your remote at home. And it's picking up the microphone, it's going back to that, it's coming back to the loop system and out. It's also going to your speakers, I believe. So your microphone's gonna come through these speakers as well.
Have anything that's over near the transmitter?
Nope.
Have anything to do with it?
Nope, I think that is dimming,
That,
so you can see the
that
board.
closes the solar panel.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that one does?
No, that fits right
Oh,
here.
that's
where we're
Right?
What is that for?
The solar panels are so cool.
Oh, that's what
Those
it is.
lights,
Really
and
long,
lights,
yeah.
outside lights.
There they go.
That open and close.
So,
Okay, got it.
how do you access?
It's so cool. I
I got it.
totally want that in my house.
I like that.
I
Yeah.
thought that was for the PA system along with the other button over there, now I know. So you don't manufacture that one over there?
We do not.
And what is, okay, so what does that one do?
Well, that one, I don't know. I thought usually Ireland's are red. Yeah, that's Ireland's. I have no idea what that is.
Okay.
I don't know.
Right? If I were to say one thing, and I mentioned this before, you people are doing incredible work. My father was an elementary education. You don't need to. I just think it's wonderful.
Thank you.
You know, if we paid elementary school teachers 10% of what we pay athletes. So thank you, you guys are
Well,
doing
thank
awesome.
you, and keep coming back.
You're saying about the speaker, right?
Yeah,
So where is that?
The microphone.
The microphone, I'm sorry.
but I couldn't tell you where the microphone is. Do you need training on that?